Excuse me, the lady, excuse me, you, come forward. First of all, why are you in this court in shorts? So Deputy Laura, if you put her in cuffs, since you want to be next to her son and put her in the box. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 children, and they all have different mothers. I guess there are limited men available.
Mr. Scott had told me that if he went back to jail, that his family was going to kill me.
Some moments in court are serious, and some are just unforgettable. These are the craziest moments ever seen in Judge Boyd's courtroom.
Drama. Drama is you coming before the court and not addressing the court properly. Drama is using slang and not proper English coming before the court. John Martinez. Excuse me, the lady, excuse me, you, come forward. Yes, come, no, come forward. First of all, why are you in this court in shorts?
I'm sorry, I was just, I don't know, I've never really been in court.
All right, second of all, turn your phone over to the deputy. Do not close it. Deputy Laura, if you'll delete whatever photo she took, please.
This is just.
All right, who are you taking photos of?
Oh, I was just letting my daughter know my son was okay and that he.
No, my question is, who are you taking photos of? All right, so Deputy Laura, if you put her in cuffs, since you want to be next to her son and put her in the box.
I apologize, ma'am. I did.
Oh, I appreciate your apology.
I didn't know.
All right.
Put your phone in picture of that.
And who is Rick in the box?
He's with Charles Monk.
All right. Well, I'm sure Charles Blunt will come back and take care of you, but for now, you're going to be in the box.
So that's
Who is your girl?
Diamond Chestnut.
No, I mean, what is her relationship? You say girl, but what does that mean?
Like she's my girlfriend.
And is she aware of your history?
Yeah, we've been together. We've known each other since high school, since freshman year. So.
All right.
Yeah.
But does she know about this case?
Yeah, of course.
Well, you say of course, but many times that's not the case.
Yes, Your Honor, she does know. I have been in communication with her regarding this case.
So she knows that he beat up another female
Correct, Your Honor.
and she still wants to be with him.
Correct, Your Honor.
I guess there are limited men available. Do you have any children?
Yes, I do.
What are their ages?
2-year-old, I got a 3-year-old, I got a 5-year-old, I got an 8-year-old, a 7-year-old, and I got a 6-month-old.
All right. What's the date of birth of the 6-month-old?
I can't tell you right now.
What's the date of birth of the 7-year-old?
8/28, 2015. I got a yeah.
The 8. All right. Why would you use profanity and say the S word and then you don't know that one? What's the date of birth of the 3-year-old?
Can't tell you, I wasn't there.
What's the date of birth of the
I
2-year-old?
wasn't there. Just know they're my kids.
I'm sorry, what?
I said I couldn't tell you. I wasn't there. I just know they're mine. I had DNA tests for them, so
So you mean those are your children?
yes, they are.
All right. And I'm sorry, how old did you say you were?
I'm 27.
You're 27. You should not be dating 18-year-olds.
No,
I know 18-year-olds are legal under the law, but what is a 27-year-old doing with an 18-year-old? You have children, you need to take care of your children. And taking care of your children is more than dropping money off to them for a few seconds.
no, I'm
You
advocating all my
cannot,
kids.
no, you don't. You don't even know their date of birth. Like you don't even know when to send gifts to the 2-year-old for their birthday because you don't know when they were born. You don't know when the 3-year-old was born. You don't know when the 5-year-old was born. You sort of think maybe the 7-year-old, maybe that's their date of birth, and the 6-month-old, maybe that's their date of birth, but you really don't know when their dates of birth are. Do they have the same mothers?
No.
How many mothers are we talking about? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 children, and they all have different mothers.
Yes.
And so have those children even seen each other?
Yes, they have.
Do they even recognize themselves as their siblings?
Yes.
I highly doubt that. Here's the thing, when you start having children all over creation and they don't know that these are their siblings, for all you know, they could end up dating one of their siblings. And the reason why they don't know is because their father is just having children all over the planet. All right, then you may not want to testify.
It's fine.
Well, no, because let me
It's not,
just tell you some issues. If there's a police report where you call the police on,
Okay.
let me just finish, okay? If there's a police report, and his counsel will be able to tell you this, if there's a police report where you call the police on him for any type of family violence or anything of that nature,
mhm.
and if you want to come before this court and say, everything's been going great, he didn't do what I call the police for. I haven't seen the police report. I don't want to know what it says. I've never seen the state or the police pursue charges against someone who accuses somebody of family violence, and then they want to come to court and say that they didn't do it. I have yet to see somebody have charges brought against them. But that being the case, if that is what that says, then what will end up happening is I'll need to have an attorney appointed to you to let you know there is a potential maybe for criminal charges.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm assuming what you're going to come and tell me is that he's a great father. You want him in your life. You don't want him to go to prison.
No, ma'am.
Oh, you're going to be saying that you want him to go to prison?
I want him to get help.
Oh, okay. All right.
He is a great father.
Okay. No, because she's going to need an attorney to
It's not a
represent.
police report. It's not a police report. It's I hadn't reviewed it. I just got sent it. It's an incident detail report.
All right. Could I see the report? Any objections to the court receipt, seeing what the report is about? So I'll know whether or not she needs an attorney.
She is not the reporting person.
Okay.
So. And why did you feel the need to use sign language instead of speaking?
Because Mr. Scott had told me that if he went back to jail, that his family was going to kill me.
All right. All right, I believe that's enough. Do you have any questions, defense?
Scott, what are you asking the court for tonight?
I want the court to give him help. I don't think a long-term sentencing is right because Mr. Scott does have a drug and alcohol problem around family members and friends. I tried to help him. I tried to get him help. He says he's grown, but he's a wonderful father. But as far as a spouse, no. I just want him what's best because he is there for my child. He's been there for my child since she was 16 months. And their bond is you couldn't tell that's not his child. I want help from him, but a long-term sentencing, no. If he can stay away from people, then I know he can be best. I know he can be better.
All right, thank you so much for letting me know. All right,
Oh, can I be dismissed?
sure.
Because I need you. Thank you.
All right, why were you late for court?
really don't got any skills besides I got insomnia.
I'm sorry, what?
I really don't got any skills, but I got insomnia.
He overslept, Judge. That's what he's saying.
All right. So here's the thing. You need to be on time for court. Otherwise, you know what's going to end up happening? Whether you're 20 or 18, guess what? We'll make sure that you come on time. If you're not on time, we'll know where you are. You know how we'll know that?
Got my address.
I'm sorry, what?
I said, y'all got my address.
No, because you'll be in Orange and we'll bring you over from the jail. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
How far did you go in school?
In school?
Yes.
To 10th grade.
All right. Why did you only go to the 10th grade?
I dropped out
Why?
because there was like a lot of drama.
All right. So let me explain to you about drama. Drama is you coming before the court and not addressing the court properly. Drama is using slang and not proper English coming before the court. So my advice is you probably want to get your GED so that you can get a job, because now it is hard to get good employment without at least a high school diploma. And even if you have a high school diploma, it's still hard. Guess what? People who go to college, and I'm not talking to people who go to college and they're getting a degree in philosophy, finding a job. I mean, people who are going to college, getting a degree in engineering, biology, they're all having a hard time finding employment. So you come along and you don't even have a 10th grade education and you're trying to get employment, it does not look good. You understand?
Yes,
I'm sorry.
Well, I will tell you that people will tell you in this court, I'm just looking for people to be honest, because like I was telling you before, I'm trying to give you conditions so you can be successful. I take no pleasure in sending people to prison. If somebody's placed on probation, I want them to succeed so they can be better in life. Okay. All right. So we're gonna take you into custody today, and we're gonna have you brought back over on Monday. Okay. All right, Norma, can we make sure we get him on Monday?
Yeah, he's on the docket.
All right, so you are on the docket for Monday, okay? All right. Okay, we'll solve it on Monday. All right, and I think we are done for today. At least that's what they're telling me. If we're not, I'm stating it, we're done.
All right.
It's Friday.
Hey, that's all I need.
Already?
Yes, but remember we were waiting for the results of his UA?
Yes.
And they were positive for meth, amphetamine, and marijuana. So he's in the box now. So I don't know if you wanted to talk to him or if you want him brought up, and I'll sentence him, but I'm going to change and add referral to felony drug court.
Well, we can do that now, y'all.
All right. Court is calling 2022 CR 11229, State of Texas versus Christopher Armstrong. Christopher Armstrong, could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense. And are you Christopher Armstrong?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, how are you feeling this morning?
Great.
All right. And you understand why I took you into custody?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I did it hopefully for your protection. So the court had made a ruling, but I'm going to add to that. Counsel, your client was positive for methamphetamine, amphetamine, and marijuana. I didn't place him under oath to make any admissions because you were not here. But I would like to speak to him so I can figure out what conditions to place on him. Do you have any objections to that, counsel?
No objections, Your Honor.
All right. So what did you test positive for? And you want to go back to I only use marijuana with me?
No. I counted for marijuana and.
I'm sorry. Can you speak up and could you uncross your arms? You're not a little girl. We're not in a classroom. You are in a felony court
Yes, ma'am.
where you could potentially go to prison. So what are you been using?
Meth and marijuana.
When's the last time you used meth?
Like 2 days ago.
No, it's more than 2 days ago. How often are you using?
I just got out of jail, so I haven't been using that often.
Well, I mean, you went straight from jail to use meth. Don't give me attitude.
I'm not.
You've been dishonest with the court. You made them waste of, you think UAs just are free? You made them waste a UA, telling me that you're going to be positive for marijuana only when I knew it was not going to be the case. And now you're positive for meth, amphetamines, and marijuana. So who are you using with? Are you using by yourself in a dark room? Or are you using with some boyfriend? Who are you using with?
No, actually where I'm staying at,
And where is that?
with a friend.
Who is this friend?
Her name is, Natasha.
All right. I like the way you make up names. I can't believe anything you're telling me now because you were dishonest about the drug use.
It's the only place I have to stay at right now, so, I mean, they use, and it's just, it was tempting.
All right. Come down.
Judge, I understand he was late.
Mhm.
I'm starting up back in a jury trial in one of the district courts here in Bear County. I can't remember, Judge Bettis. And I think he was late. I've not had a chance to confer, so if the judge needs to address him, then
Why are you late?
We were on the highway. I mean, we're coming. I got up like at 8:40, and I had to get the kids up and put their clothes on and for them to come drop me off.
Why do you think you can leave your house at 8:40 and get
Okay,
here on time?
I got up late, man. That's why I got up late.
Yeah, so your children late for school as well?
No, they don't go to school.
Well, what are you getting them ready for?
No, but so we like to put on their jackets because they had to come and drop me off.
All right, there's no excuse for your tardiness. Where are your sober meetings?
I had give it. She had my. He got my paper. The little paper I had. No. I had give it. To you.
Oh, Mahia, don't get him in trouble
No,
saying that his girlfriend or his wife has it.
Go. I got the paper.
If she's not here and there's another girl, don't get him in trouble.
But I did go. I already got my just for today thing.
No. You need a,
Yeah, a paper. I had it with my phone when he put me in handcuffs. I
okay,
had it with my phone.
all right, we're gonna see if it's here.
I got that. And then I made a appointment with Lifetime, and I go on the second. She said if you need a confirmation, you should call her. Yeah.
let me see.
Now, does that have documentation on it, or that's just showing that, hey,
No. It's the guys like with the A on it.
well, these are people you to call, but this doesn't show that you
Yeah,
actually went to sober meeting.
I forgot to get the paper from them, but I did go though. I did.
If you're drug tested today, what are the results gonna be?
I'm positive 'cause I used Sunday. That was my last use Sunday.
All right, so we need to take this motion to revoke up now, because otherwise he's gonna end up
And I got
perhaps overdosing.
and then I got an appointment on the second with Lifetime.
All right, so is he gonna plead true, or what are we doing?
I don't know, Judge. I have not had a chance to confer with
Yeah,
him,
we had-
so
All right,
I've got about 11 minutes.
all right,
before I-
State. Can you confer with him on Mr. Jacob Borrego on the motion to revoke? It appears that he needs help with his drug addiction.
Yes, sir. You just want to keep him in custody, Judge? I'm
Yes.
gonna go finish my trial.
Sure.
And then I'll come back.
Just kind of to let me know that somehow they said he was exposed to COVID, so I got him a mask. That's why he's wearing a mask. I don't know if it's true or not, but anyway, that's why.
All right, coming back for jury trial on February 6th. Your plea deadline date has expired. The court will not accept any plea bargain agreements in this case without good cause. Otherwise, you'll need to plead open to the court. You'll be brought over dressed for trial in whatever civilian clothing you have at the jail. If you wish to be attired in something different, you'll need to speak to your attorney and do a clothing exchange. If there's an issue with the clothing exchange, let the court know.
Judge, I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me come in today rather than Tuesday. And I'm still gonna bet with you on the fact that they're gonna cancel court that.
You think they're going to cancel the court on that date?
It's not that I would, but you notice certain things like the sun rising in the east and setting in the west. and After a while, you notice patterns.
Okay.
May I, Honor, may I say something, Mom?
Sure.
I just want to see if I'll be able to dismissal counsel. I've been incarcerated going on 3 years and I still to see yet the discovery pack, any racing arrest.
Oh, you want to see the evidence? State, can we put him in the box? Counsel, can you let him see the evidence? And if you want another attorney for your jury trial, they need to be ready for trial on February 6th. You understand?
No.
And Judge, just be clear, I don't care one way or another,
Mhm.
but if you are gonna put someone else on the case, please let me know so I won't.
Oh, no, he's gonna have if he wants another attorney, you'll have to hire that attorney. And
What
that
is it,
attorney
bro?
needs to be excused, that attorney needs to be ready for jury trial on February 6th. And state, if you'll let him and counsel, if you'll stay so he can see the state's file.
Through his son under the bus, he said that I asked him to take the case and he said no, but my son will.
Nobody can do as good as Eddie, Judge. He's the best judge I've ever seen. That's what I've ever seen.
His vision is
I would want
also,
him as my lawyer
Yeah.
if I were.
he has
person.
cataracts, so let's not.
All right, so I want to let you know something. You came before the court and you said that you had not seen the state's file. I'm being told that you no longer want to see the state's file. So let me just tell you what's going to end up happening. You're going to go to trial, whether you've seen the evidence or not. That's completely up to you. The court gave you the opportunity to sit in court and look at the state's file. You're choosing not to. So you're going to come back for trial on that day. Do you understand?
It's not that I don't want to see it, Your Honor, it's just, I've been incarcerated going on 3 years and I just feel like I'm being rushed into something that.
Oh, no, you said you've been incarcerated for 3 years. So
Yes, I
how are you
have.
being rushed? You're going
Exactly.
to jury trial on February
And
6th.
I'm barely hearing anything about it just within these past couple months, man.
He was
No.
in another county, Judge.
I've been in another county, so this whole time I've been incarcerated, I haven't heard anything out of Bear
So let me
County.
ask you this. I want you to internalize what I'm saying. You were in custody in another county for what reason?
For ag robbery, allegedly.
So there you go. So this case is going to trial on February 6th. If you would like, I've given you the opportunity to sit in the box and read what the state has. What the state has in their file is what they have. The only,
I understand that, Your Honor.
here's the thing, the only thing about it, what's in the state's file are the names and police reports. Those people are not going to come in and let you talk to them right now because
No,
that's
I-
not what
I
it is.
understand. I understand what you're
but
saying.
you can look at the file. So you're coming back for jury trial on February 6th.
That's fine, yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. All right, and I think your client was previously sitting on the front row.
Uh,
Is that correct?
Yeah, but I had, yes, ma'am, I had moved because you said if you was late, but I wasn't late.
All right, so people, let me explain to everybody what late is in the 187. Late is if you're not in your seat by 9 a.m. And I don't ask anybody to do what I wouldn't do, although my situation is different from people who are accused. But I'm always here at 8:30. And you know why I'm here at 8:30? Because I want to be on time for 9. And sometimes at 8:30, you just need to get your thoughts together because you thought you were going to be retired and you're not. So you have to get in the mind frame to you not being retired. And this is what defense attorneys tell me when they see me. And sometimes I'm not here at 8:30 and I'm rushing. You know what they tell me? They're like, Judge, you don't have to be on time. Everybody's here for you. And Mr. Cox will tell you, defense attorneys, you know what judges would tell them? You don't need to be on time. It's your client who needs to be on time because you're not going to jail. Your client will. And every defense attorney will tell you one of the rules we learned in law school, you know what it was? Make sure that you, as a defense attorney, don't end up going to jail. So there we go. So you cannot be late for this court anymore. Now, the plea deadline date was on January 29th. Your client wasn't present, so we recalled it for today. Good morning. Marco Venegas, she has 2 cases. I only have one. I have the one for 5-2. I don't have the one for 5-4.
Give me 1 second.
All right, thank you. All right, why were you late for court?
There's no, there was no excuse really. I mean, the excuse that I have is, it was a stupid excuse because I wore
No,
the wrong
what's your
shoe-
stupid excuse?
I wore the wrong shoes and I was walking really slow because I didn't want to fall. And I shouldn't have worn these shoes.
Okay, so here's the thing. This is what you have to understand.
Apologize.
This is what you have to understand. How old are you?
I know, I'm 44, ma'am.
All right, you're 44. On September 24th, there was a bond forfeiture issued for you because you were a no-show and you came strolling in at 9:40 a.m. And at that time, it was recalled. Your attorney came back and it was recalled and you're late again. Do not be late for this court again. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you're late again, then guess what's going to end up happening? We're going to call it. Your attorney, he's not looking at going into custody, it will be you. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, counsel, where are we on these cases with discovery?
No problem. We're finished with discovery, Your Honor.
Okay. State, were you able to tender an offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. Last time.
Okay.
Mistake, Your Honor.
All right. So we were here and I do see that the offer was tendered and we were coming back today for a plea deadline date.
I believe it's correct, Your Honor.
All right. So are you asking for a jury trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date. It's a drug case. It should be fairly short. How much time do you think?
2 days, maybe.
2 days, maybe. All right, your jury trial is November 12th. If you are not on time, a warrant will be issued. Do you understand? Unless there's good cause.
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right, once you sign the reset form, you are excused.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State Venegas is November 12th for jury trial.
Are we on the record?
No, we're not on the record yet.
Could I request that we be on the record? It's a motion for continuance that I'm asking the court to consider.
All right, are you the attorney on this case?
I am not, Your Honor. And that's part of the basis for the continuance.
Who's the attorney?
Lee Cutter's the attorney of
And where is
record.
she?
She is on her way to Guadalupe County for another criminal matter, Your Honor, and she's going to be there probably the majority of the morning. And then in the afternoon, she's specially set in front of District Judge Forte.
Okay, well, she'll need to stop over here in this afternoon.
Um,
Because let me ask you this,
Yes, Your Honor.
the matter that she's going to another county for, is that a jury trial?
It's not a jury trial to my
This
understanding.
is, she should have came here first.
I understand that, Your Honor. If I could just be heard at.
No, she needs to be here. I don't know why people are thinking that this is not a criminal district court and that attorneys don't need to come here. This is a jury trial. Where she's going out of county is not a jury trial. This case, I'm sorry, sir, what's your name? Manuel Rodriguez. Thank you. Wow. This case has been set for jury trial. This is the 8th setting. So I don't know why someone would go to another county as opposed to coming to a court where they have a jury trial set. So we will not be going on the record. She will need to be here.
I understand that, Your Honor, and from my understanding of it, there was a jury trial setting in November and December, but those were actually settings for bond motions. So I don't know that they're actually true trial settings, Your Honor.
We're here today for a jury trial.
And I understand, and I did approach the court yesterday with the motion for continuance.
Yeah,
because
and I was not hearing that. I want you to hear me clearly. That attorney is in another county for a case that's not set for jury trial. This is set for jury trial this morning. I don't understand why people don't understand that, one, and I consider myself reasonable, one, that jury trials take criminal jury trials take precedence over civil matters. I don't know why people don't understand that. District court matters take precedent over misdemeanor courts. I don't know why attorneys are acting as though they don't understand that. So we will not be going on record. I will not be hearing this motion. She needs to be here. So whenever she comes back from that other county that she's in, I will hear that motion.
I understand.
And whether or not I grant her motion for continuance, I do not know. But what I do know, and she needs to be informed of, is that criminal matters take precedence over civil matters. And when I give people leave to do civil cases beforehand, that's me being kind, but they don't take precedence. And so go forth and tell other attorneys that one, district court takes precedent over misdemeanors because people seem to have forgotten that, and that district court matters take precedence over civil matters. And that anytime there's a jury trial set, at least in the 187th, and you're going to some other county and that's not a jury trial setting and it's not specially set, they need to be here.
I understand, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so this is what I want to explain to you. And this is just based upon my background, all right? I've been a defense attorney, and I was a defense attorney for a long time. I was a prosecutor. And sometimes as a defense attorney, you will have a client who has some mental health issues, maybe, right? Or either you have a client who has some intellectual issues, right? So in situations like that, you always want to talk to parents because maybe parents can give you some insight into them, right? But then other times you have clients who don't have any of those issues. They're adults. They don't have any issues where, oh, I need to talk to your parents because obviously I'm not able to communicate with you. That's not the issue. Now, this is what I know. I know that parents, when they have children, their children are always their babies, right? No matter if they're 25, 30, you always still see them as that little boy or that little girl. And you feel like you need to be there, right? To give your input. What I can tell you is attorneys necessarily don't have to talk to parents or family members. And the reason why they don't is because they're adults, right? And they're in adult court. Now, sometimes we get people here who are 18 and parents want to be 100% in it because they're 18. And even though technically they're adults, they still sometimes are in the child realm as far as the way we see them. So what I can tell you is in this court, I always require defense attorneys to speak to state, defense attorneys to speak with their client. You can see sometimes when people come to me, well, we're just getting a reset. Do we really need to bring that person out? And I'm like, yeah, we need to bring that person out because I want that person to know what's going on with their case. I want them to know that their attorney showed up and their attorney is actually here.
Yes, ma'am.
So what I want you to do is, if you need to go get a drink of water, you can get a drink of water. Nothing is going to happen with your son's case while you're outside the courtroom.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So take a deep breath. If you need to walk around, and you can come back into the courtroom, okay?
Okay.
All right?
Thank you, Miss Moore.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, Mr. Harper,
You're going to speak loud into the microphone. So,
all right, can you raise your right hand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give? Raise your right hand.
Oh, sorry.
All right, that's okay. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth? So help you God?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
My name is Ebony Eldridge.
All right, make sure you speak up because the court reporter has to hear.
My name is Ebony Eldridge.
All right.
so Miss Eldridge, you are William Harper's mother,
Yes, sir.
and you understand that we are here for what's called a motion to revoke probation. The probation department is asking that Mr. Harper, your son's probation, be revoked. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And you also understand that his probation expired over a year ago.
I found that out today, sir.
Yes. And what is it that you would like to tell the judge about William so that she can make her determination as to what she's going to do, whether she's going to terminate him unsatisfactorily or sentence him? Can you address Miss Judge Boyd?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and thank you as well. I would like to say to the court, I'm a mother first, but I'm also a well-abiding citizen, first of all. My son has made some choices because you can say mistakes when they're toddlers because they're learning. As being a late bloomer is what I like to call him, he's still learning. My son, I moved him here to San Antonio. I made the mistake of moving my son here to San Antonio, and I fought myself for that. Because before I moved my son here to San Antonio, my son was headed to the military. My son was in ROTC. My son was scholar in football, headed to college, went to Wayland, came back to San Antonio because of me. I made the mistake in telling my son not to go into the military. And to this day, he still wants to go to the military. And I made that mistake because I was scared. The only reason that I responded the way I responded to you today, sir, is because I'm scared for my son to go to prison. My brother was murdered in prison. So it sits different with me when we talk about prison, because my brother was murdered there. My son has made the mistakes that he has made. And I tell you right now that I'm not okay with the things that he has done. I'm not okay with the people that he chose to navigate and put himself with. I'm not okay with that. I'm not even saying dismiss it. I say start it over, make him complete it. Because in my house, we don't finish like that. We don't do it like that. We don't conduct ourselves like that. Because we're not those type of people, and that's not how you was raised. We was raised to do what we were supposed to do. We was raised to finish it out and to walk with our head up, because that's the way and that's how God wants us to be. You made the choice. You tied my hands. You tied my hands as your mother. But I'm here begging you, ma'am, to have mercy on my child like Jesus had mercy on us at the cross. I know he's messed up, and I know he's not the perfect kid. I know he's done some things, but I even say it to you, ma'am, if you're the probation person, I'll make sure he's there. I'll make sure he does what he has to do. I get that he's an adult, and I experienced that firsthand, being told, I can't talk to you, ma'am, because that's an adult. I experienced it firsthand when I found out that my son had messed up on probation, and I'm calling the probation office. I'm saying, hey, I'm his mama. I'm on y'all side. What can I do to help you guys to make sure that he's doing what he's got to do? And they told me, there's nothing you can do because he's a grown man and we ain't got to talk to you. I hang up and I call back and I say, hey, listen to me, please. Before we even start the conversation, let me pray with you. Because we need God to lead the conversation. Because I need you to understand, I'm not against you, but I want my child to do right. And if it means I got to stand there with him, then I'm willing to do that. Because I don't want my son, I won't throw him away. He's a smart boy. He has things going for him. Do we need a little help? Yes, ma'am, he does. Am I asking the court to help my son? Yes, ma'am, I am. Am I going to do what he won't do? Yes, ma'am, I am. He needs help. He needs it. He wants to help. He wants it. And I tell you, if you give him a chance, you're gonna do right. Or I'll go upside your head myself. Because you're gonna do right. You have to do right. This right here is not it. My brother died in prison. And it pains me. It pains me. I'm tired, baby. You got a 2-year-old daughter. I can't even bring your daughter to see you. I won't bring my granddaughter to sit in a jail to have to see her father. You got a home. And that's where you're supposed to be, helping me raise your daughter. That's where you're supposed to be, at home. But we're here. We're here. We're here. But I won't leave you. I won't leave you. I won't leave you. I just can't leave him.
All right.
But I'll stand.
All right. Any more questions? Defense?
No, Your Honor.
State?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Mr. Garrett has my selection.
All right, and so that the record can be clear, the court is aware of who can and cannot appear by Zoom and who the court gave permission to appear by Zoom and not by Zoom. So there's no need to come in hot with, you told her she could appear by Zoom. I already know that it's on the docket sheet. The Zoom link changes and it changes every single month. The clerks in the back do not have the Zoom link. Once they come out here, that's when they're given the Zoom link. So where are we on discovery?
Well, Judge, may I respond? Because I think
No.
that it is, well,
Where are we on
I
discovery?
think that is.
Where are we on
I
discovery?
call, I think, Judge, I feel like you don't want to hear the response, but it's important because this happens to people. What happened was I came yesterday, I wanted to get the Zoom link. I actually checked.
I don't give the Zoom
they
link
checked-
the day before.
Yeah, they checked the docket.
I don't give the Zoom.
They said there was
It
no.
has Zoom reading right there. You see that on the docket? What does it say? Zoom. You know what that means?
But then the
That
court
means
issued a
that
bond
your client,
forfeiture.
I have not issued a bond forfeiture.
On the video.
All right,
it
so
went to
here's
my
the
client.
thing. Where are we on discovery?
Discovery Judge, it's Northeast, for the Methodist Hospital. It was requested. We've looked, when we went up during lunch, we have not received those records from the hospital. So they're not in our possession, at this point.
So when will you have those? Because we've been waiting
It was.
for a while.
Sorry to interrupt. They were supposed to be here. I think the subpoenas mentioned September 25th. That's I'm incorrect. I don't know, but they were supposed to be.
You're
here.
correct, because it's on the docket sheet.
Okay, and we don't have them. So they're not in the state's possession at this point. And when we were during the lunch break, I had the discussion with my investigator to hunt those down, and we're probably gonna have to request them again. I just don't know why that they have not responded.
All right, so what I have is the outstanding medical discovery, and it's your client's discovery. Miss Malik, if you can start your video, please.
She's been trying to juggle a bunch of stuff. She's been on and off since she.
All
Yes,
right. What I have is outstanding medical records of your client, and the state was to upload. Is there different medical records that we're looking for?
Judge, what we're looking for is there was an emergency detention on the
Mhm.
day that my client got taken into custody. So they are trying to get the police / you probably hospital / court documents / all of that should be in those medical records. So we're trying to get those.
All right, so do y'all know maybe if, usually those records, if she was taken into custody and then had the emergency detention, sometimes the sheriff's office may have them in their records potentially. And when I say the sheriff's office, I mean their health department, their infirmary. So they may have it.
Right, sometimes university has the beginning ones, and I think that's what we're trying to look for.
I guess, I mean, they're actually, I mean, I was unaware of I might have been before the discussions, but I'm not remembering independently. But the only thing that I've seen that we requested is Northeast Methodist Hospital records. But if they took her into custody or emergency detention, there should be a report. So
Yes.
I don't know if that report's in the file or not, but.
The police report's in the file, and I know just you have a million cases and that this one is, I know you know a little of it, but it's in the police report that's what happened, and that's why we're trying to get that.
So do y'all think they may have it at the sheriff's?
It could. I mean, if it says in the police report, emergency detention judge, that might be what they used. And then any type of document, like the page, whatever that they fill out when they take her to the hospital, it would be at the
USB
hospital.
to Mr. Edelman to do that, so.
Okay, that's CPS.
Yeah.
All right, and what I can tell you too, if that's the when you say CPS, you mean Child Protective Services? All right, has anybody looked at that? Because sometimes if there's an emergency detention, they will have it in the CPS records as well.
They have a USB. I don't have the full copy of that. They probably, I'm guessing, have part of it. And then we're still gonna need, the rest, but yeah, I think that's a good starting point.
All right, so this is what I am going to do.
Is it new?
It says other police report.
Oh, I don't know if it's uploaded. I saw a NOAD and I saw something else that was uploaded in the NOAD.
All right, so we're gonna recall this back on November 21st to see where we're at by discovery for discovery.
Okay.
And so if you all can look in once you get the CPS records, look in there and see if it's there. And if somebody can check with the jail to see if they have any documentation.
I'm gone that week, Judge,
Mhm.
like, and so is there, if I can't, I mean, if you're fine with me appearing by Zoom, I can appear by Zoom, I mean, but I'll be out of state, I have a wedding on the 22nd, I think that's a Thursday, I have a wedding on the 2nd, so if you could do it either the week before or the week after
We can bring it up
Thanksgiving.
on the 14th.
Okay, we can try for there, that's perfect.
All right, so we're coming back on the 14th.
That's great.
Because, I mean, and
That's a good start.
that's why, because I did mark on here and I checked off that we have the CPS records and the emergency detention or medical records. I believe that because this envelope that I just showed to the court and defense counsel, it was not opened.
Okay,
And
so,
so, and I believe it's patient, so I believe we have both. And
all
I
right, so
just-
then what
so
we'll
just
do
hard
then
drive
is,
Well,
from
we-
the defense.
State, you'll need to, we're gonna reset this to December 2nd, and State, you need to be prepared to tender an offer on that day.
Yes.
All right.
And I'm gonna look at this, Judge, and I'll let you know, because I think if it doesn't have the court stuff and everything, I will let them know, hey, there may be some other, because I think that if it is an ED, there should have been a court order, and if the medical has it, they have it, but I also kind of want to see the court stuff, so I've asked them to see if they can possibly look into that as well.
All right, we'll come back on December 2nd. State, at that time, you need to be prepared to tender our offer.
All right, good.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Thank you. And, hey,